think they're going to buy it back at a higher price. I think that's what they think too. It's not that they don't like Hedron or think it's worthless. I think that they see the value in Hedron, and they're looking in the future to know, because they know it's going to go up in value over time. But they believe, that's why I think they believe, that in the short term, in the next year or two, maybe, it's just not going to. There's going to be a good deal on it, essentially.
Yeah.
And they want to get out of it and really wait till it goes down. And I believe that's their strategy. It's not that they hate Hedron. It's that they literally think that it's not the best time to buy it.
Yeah. And that's opportunity for people like me who aren't in that privileged position of having a ton of T-shares where I can just mint a bunch of Hedron. So I get to get a position and I get to hold that for a long period of time. There's one more thing I was going to say. Crypto Kool-Aid, he had a really good analogy of what Hedron is when he was on a stream with Hod Pearl and some Australian female streamers. He said basically like Hedron is like a shadow of the share system. And there's going to be a time where it hits this threshold where it just takes off. Whether it's in 2 to 3 years, 15 years, whatever, there is going to be a moment where it hits some threshold and it takes off. And you better be on the ride when that happens. Because if not, just like with the T-share rate getting away from you, your ability to accumulate Hedron is also going to get exactly as difficult to obtain.
Yeah, I think, again, the best way I've heard it described from Hextech16, I've quoted him a couple of times, Hedron is ahead of its time. It will have its time. I truly believe that. I think initially it'll just be, as you've seen what's been happening, it's just been dumped like crazy. But hey, we're in a bear market too. I mean, everything's dumping. It just seems like Hedron's the one that just gets a little. You never like see hope with it in the last few weeks. It's just like, nope, just gonna keep kicking it. I think Hedron will have its day. It's just ahead of its time.
Well, let's not forget it. Let's not forget it did like an 11 to 12x off the gate. Yes. Like that was a crazy time. And people didn't know. I didn't know if it was going back down after a while. Like when it had its distribution top, I was like, it could keep going. Like I don't know. And obviously, it's gone back to at the very beginning. But like, let's not forget that. It pumped hard initially out the gate.
Well, what have you done for me lately? That's the story of crypto, isn't it? It's like, right. Yeah, I remember when it first came out, everyone's very excited. It just keeps going up, like you said. And then now it's just getting kicked hard. It's not fair, but, like I said, it'll have its day. And when that day comes, all the Hedron holders, and maybe at that point, the whales they'll stop dumping so much because they'll see a light. They'll see a light at the end of the tunnel and say, hey, actually, there's a good trend going on. And, hey, now it has more value because, whatever dynamics with Hex going on, stuff like that.